In this vlog, we will try to see the user authentication using Facebook. So in our previous tutorials, we have covered various user authentication topics using Firebase here. And in this particular tutorial, we will be dealing with a Firebase integrated Facebook login. So now let's try to see what are the dependencies required here. Firebase authentication, Firebase core. So these are the common dependencies for all the logins till now which we have covered. And here Flutter Facebook authentication. So this particular login you need to add to deal with this particular tutorial. So now let's try to import material.dart and try to create our void main. So if you have followed our previous tutorials, we have created an asynchronous void main and inside which we have initialized Firebase. So let's specify future void main and of type asynchronous, and inside which let us try to initialize our Firebase and also widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized. And now let's try to initialize Firebase, and before going any further you need to import this one first. So as we have added the Firebase code dependency by using which we can import this, and now let's try to initialize app, and here let's specify our class here. So first of all we are considering a stateless class. So now let's consider a stateless class my app, so which is extending a stateless widget here, and instead of container we will be returning a material app and inside which specifies scaffold. So this scaffold forms the basic structure of our application. Like you can specify app bar over here and now specify a title with the help of a text widget here, and you can also just make it a constant. And now let's consider body here, so inside which we will be specifying one more class, that is my app. And now we will try to create a stateful widget, that is my app. So we need to handle the state here, and instead of container let us try to return a text button, and this text button will have an on press anonymous method and a child using which we will be specifying the label for the button. And now we will be creating a method by using which we will try to sign in to our Facebook account. Sign in Facebook. Okay, and now let's try to create this method, and let's try to convert to asynchronous here. And now instead of a static value here, I want to fetch the value from the variable here. So let's declare a variable welcome, and inside which I'm going to declare this Facebook, and let's make use of welcome here so that we can change the string value, that is welcome, and we can append the new information as we log into our account. Like we can provide our user account details here like email address, name, and whatever the thing we want to be displayed onto the screen here. So here instead of void we need to handle the user credential. So and also there will be a return type. So now let's try to declare a final variable login result. We need to wait, so let's add an await here. Facebook authentication dot instance dot login. We need to specify the permissions also, like what are the fields we require here. For example, like email address, name, date of birth. So for now I'm just specifying email address, and you can just add a comma and specify the fields which are required by you. Login result equal to login result dot success, login status dot success, and inside which we need to fetch the user information. So final user data. So now let us try to fetch the user information. So final user data is equal to await Facebook authentication dot instance dot get user data. And now let's declare a variable of type map of string and dynamic user data. So now we make use of this, and let's assign user data here, so that we can make use of this user data and access the information anywhere inside our application. And so using this user data, we can access the data outside this asynchronous method. Like here we can set the information to our text widget even. So we have stored it into our user data here, and in the else here you can just specify some print statement, login result dot here message or status, to make sure there is some error in your application. Let us try to create a credential from access token here. Final auth credential Facebook authentication provider dot credential, and here we need to specify the access token, and using the login result you can just make use of the access token dot token here, and add a null check. Return the credentials once the user is signed in. Firebase authentication dot instance dot sign in with credential, and here let's specify authentication credential here. And now here we have got the information stored into our user data here, and now using which I will take the help of the set state here and try to append the welcome string with the data present inside the user data here. So we have specified email, right? So we are trying to fetch the user email address, and now I'm trying to store the email address here. Add a null check here, and we are trying to fetch the email address and try to store it in the string variable here, and we are trying to append the string variable to our text widget. So now let's try to run this code and see the output once. So now our application is now installed here, and you can see the Facebook text button is to the top left. And now let's try to add a center widget. So try to wrap it with the center, and here you can see it's now to the center of the screen. And before trying to log into the Facebook account here, you need to make sure that you have enabled Facebook login in your Firebase console. So now here you can see we have got the authentication section here. So if you are watching this tutorial for the first time and don't know how to configure the Firebase console, I suggest you to go through our previous tutorial. There I have clearly explained how to create a project in Firebase and how to add your project to the Firebase here. And after adding the project to the Firebase, move to the authentication section here. And these are all the previous tutorials we have covered, like email based authentication and phone number based authentication and Google account based authentication, and now we are trying to make use of the Facebook authentication. So from the add new provider, select the Facebook here. I have already added Facebook to my list of providers. So when you tap on this particular button here, you need to specify the app ID. So here you need to specify the app ID, app secret, and also you need to copy this particular callback URL. And from where you get this app ID and app secret is log into the Facebook for developers using your Facebook account, and there you need to tap on the create application, and here you need to select the type of application here and tap on the next button, and here you need to provide the display name and contact email address and tap on the create app application button so that your application is being created. As we have already created our application, I will just try to move to our project here. You need to go through the settings tab here, and inside the basic you will be having your app ID and app secret, and also you need to specify the privacy policy URL and user data deletion URL to make your app live from the development mode here. So initially when you create your project, your application will be in a development mode, and also you need to add the key hash. So I have added my key hash, and I will let you know how can you add your key hash. And also let's see, so these are the test users. So under the roles section here you will be having the test users, and also you can create new test users, and by using these particular test users you can primarily log into your Facebook account, and later on you can also make use of your own Facebook accounts as we have moved from development mode to live here. Also you need to add this particular callback URL into your Facebook app configuration to make the authentication redirect. So let's move to the Android manifest file, and here you need to specify the metadata and Facebook activity and also the custom tab activity here in the strings.xml. So I will just show you the directory here. So inside the Android, inside the app here, move to the main folder, and here you can find the Android manifest. So there you need to add the custom tab activity and Facebook activity and also the Facebook app ID. So don't worry, I will be providing the code in the description section below. So now just try to see where exactly the files are located, and inside the rest folder here you need to move to the values here, and by default if the strings file is not created, just right click here and try to create a resource file here and name it to strings.xml, and inside which specify the app name, Facebook app ID and login protocol schema. And this is the configuration for Android application, and in coming tutorials we will be seeing the configuration for iOS application as well. So this is it for the app side configuration and Firebase and Facebook console configurations. And now let's try to log into our Facebook account. So we have seen the test users, right? So here you can see under the roles we have got few test users. So by default one test user will be created, and then you can tap on the create test users button here, and you can select how many number of test users you require and just tap on the create test users here. So now let's try to log in here. So the new Facebook will make use of the Chrome to log into your account. Previously they were embedded web view, but now it will be using Chrome browser, and here I will be using this particular email address. And here when you tap on the options here you have got change name or password, so using which you can create a password here and you can make use of that password. And also one more thing I'm going to specify here is like, so this email address and password which you are seeing on the screen are for my application only, and you cannot use this email address for inside your application because these test users are individual to the project itself. And even inside your Facebook console, when you have multiple projects, you can't use the test user of one project inside the another project. So now let's try to log in here. So it's asking for the consent, and tap on the continue button. So now here you can see our Facebook text field is now replaced with the email address, and this email address here it belongs to our test user account. And now when you move to the Firebase console here into the users section, here you can see our Facebook account is now created. So previously we have created a Google account, and we have logged in using a mobile authentication. So these are all the user details which signed in to this particular project here. So yes, this is it for this tutorial on Facebook login using Firebase in Flutter application. And if you are having any queries, do let me know in the comment section below, and the code for this tutorial is provided in the description section below. And if you like this tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on Flutter.